Okay, this video is a little bit different than you'll typically see on this channel. I had a package arrive, and I don't know who it's from. There was no return address. It just had these items in it, and there was a note that challenged me to figure out how this worked. And the note basically stipulated that if I couldn't figure out how it works, I have to send it to another magician, and I cannot put a return label on it. So I don't know how many people have had this. There were 6 different check marks on it, so I'm guessing I'm the 7th. But nobody has signed their name. I don't know who all's had it. I don't know how they found me, other than just if they've heard of me and seen my videos. But the first thing I wanted to do was just kind of see what was going on with this. So I saw there was this knob, so I'm just trying to turn the knob, trying to find anything that moves, anything that may help the secret. And just then I noticed something moved. And it was just the whole door. There was apparently this door that goes on the front, and this kind of opened up and started to give me some more options. It's held there magnetically. I saw that there were magnets, and there were these little black, I guess, felt pads that kind of held it in place. But I thought this must have something to do with it, so I took a close look at the door, tried to just figure out what was going on here. So I didn't notice anything too strange about the door, so it came time to try to look at the frame. I thought maybe these panels moved or something, or maybe I could stretch them or, pull them out and I'd see some kind of movement, something unlock. I gave it a shake test. Nothing's rattling around. I even shook the door. I don't know why, but I just thought it was a good idea. And then that's when I started to kind of look at everything else that came with it. There were these, skewers. They were like metal skewer spike things. They were really sharp. And they had these metal tips at the end that were very, rough. Just trying to see if they were actually metal. They seemed to be. And then I noticed that maybe these could fit in the holes. So I kind of stuck them in. They fit perfect. It held it out. And then I was like, I don't know. Maybe it just goes into the hole all the way. So that fit. It fit perfect. Fit right through the hole. So I thought this must be how we're supposed to use the spikes. And then I realized, oh yeah, there's the holes in the door. I'm sure this is supposed to be on here when you sit these through. So I gave that a shot, and it goes right on. The holes line up. So definitely this is how it's supposed to be. I don't know what's magical about this, but there is how the spikes go through the holes. And then that's when I realized, oh yeah, there's some more bags that have some stuff in it. So I took all those spikes out and took the door off, which is pretty hard to do. Those magnets hold it really strong. And I opened up these little bags, and inside the bags are these little squares of glass. And it seems to be real glass, not like plastic or something. And I realized I could slot them in here. There's some little slots in the side, and they fit perfect. So this has to be how it goes. And I was trying to wiggle it around to see if they had any movement. They have a little bit of movement side to side. They have absolutely no movement up and down. And I was just checking them out to make sure that they were all the same and that there wasn't something that gave it away. I could already at this point start to see where this was supposed to go and what was supposed to happen, and I didn't think it would be possible. I don't know how it could be at this point. Oh, and that was a little scare. I dropped the glass. I thought for sure I was going to shatter it. Just getting them in, which takes some time, but get it all into the slots on the side, and it fits perfect. So this is definitely how they're supposed to go in here. So far, so good. It's easy enough. Again, I was doing a little wiggle test to see if they wiggle. They have a little bit of wiggle left and right, but they are held exactly in place up and down. So I'm already suspecting that may have something to do with it. I'm just kind of taking a look to see if I see anything that looks out of order or looks strange, but I can't find anything. So I'm going to try to stick the blade through, the little spike through, and you can hear it's just hitting the glass, obviously. And then I realized obviously the door must have to be on it. So I will put the door on, and we take the spikes, and I mean, crazy. They just go right through. It's like butter. I mean, it's just no noise, just goes right through. Boom. And at this point, I'm confused about how the glass could possibly be in there and the spikes go through the holes. And I'm trying to figure it out. I'm looking in the slots. I'm trying to see if I see anything that has changed or altered, and even looking at the bottom just to make sure. And I'm just trying to figure out where these could be. And I thought maybe if I just take them out, I can actually see where the glass has gone to. So take the door off, and which is hard to do, but they're all still there. They are still there. I did notice that this top one was moved over a little bit. I thought maybe it was moved all the way over, but then I saw if I move it over far enough to put it in the hole, then it sticks out too far. So I was trying to see if there was some kind of way I could move it so that I could stick the skewer through without it sticking out the side, but it was pretty clear that that wasn't going to be a possibility. I wanted to just try it again to see. And yeah, and it did it. I mean, as soon as I put the door on, it just went right through the glass. And I had an idea this time. I was like, I know how I can see this. If I leave the spikes in, which I was moving them around and stuff because it was so fun. But I had an idea. If I leave the spikes in and try to take the door off, then maybe I can like see the spikes sticking in the glass and figure out what's going on. So that was me having that idea. And so I did. I pulled the door off, and I was looking, and it was like I could just see that the glass was still there, and they were just going through the glass. And this is what really wigged me out. I was like, this has to be like trick glass. There has to be a way this is just going through, because it looked like it was just, I don't know, like the glass was liquid or something. It was crazy. This is when I thought it has to be something in this glass. So I wanted to really take a look, see if there was some like little hole I was missing that I couldn't see, or some little soft spot. I don't know. I was trying to find if there was something in the glass. And I thought I would check a couple just to make sure. But there didn't seem to be anything in the glass. I wanted to breathe on it just to see if anything, like a little flap or something I could see would open up. But no, I mean, there was nothing to see, no outlines. It just seemed solid. And then this is when I had an idea that I was going to mark where those holes were and where the spikes were going through, so that when I took it out, I could really take a close look and see exactly where it was. And I thought this would help. I thought for sure that seeing where these holes were, marking them, I thought something would be given away. Either these marks would come off, or they would let me see. So I took it off and tried to look and see. And this seemed to be a good idea that would provide me some sort of clue as to how this worked. So I put the door back on, of course, and then, yep, just like I expected, the spikes went straight through. At this point, it's like crazy, but not too unexpected, because I'd seen it several times. So then I thought, okay, now if these spots have moved, I'll know, but they were right where they were. There was this upper corner was a little moved out of the place, and I moved it back there, but all the other ones were exactly covering the holes. They were in the exact same spot. So I wanted to look right where that was. I wiped it away so I could see real clear. And I mean, it's solid glass. It's solid glass. There's nothing on the glass. Tried to kind of, I don't know, hit them together and just see if anything would happen. Thought there has to be something about these glass. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. That's when I started thinking. I was like, maybe there's something that can rattle. Maybe if I shake it around a little bit, I can see how they move. And again, I noticed that they move side to side a little bit. Up and down, they're held really tight. But side to side, they have a little bit of movement. That's when I started to think there has to be a way this glass is moving sideways to let this skewer through. So I tried to play around and see if I could get the glass to move with the skewer as I pushed it in. Then I tried to just move the glass all the way, and it clearly sticks out the side. So like, that's not it. Yeah, like there's no way it's moving outwards. But then I was like, well, maybe it's moving inwards, and maybe somehow it's moving towards the middle. But then I was thinking, well, I mean, it's hitting the other glass right there. And that's another time I almost thought I was going to break the glass. But I thought if it's moving this way enough for that hole to be seen, well, first of all, it's covering up the other hole, but it would also mean that this glass would have to be pushed out this way enough for that hole to work. So I'm kind of in the same boat. Even if it moved over that way, it wouldn't help us because the glass would stick out. So that wasn't ever really going to work. Then I tried to just press it down to see if it was going to move up and down any, and I tried to bang it on the table a little bit. I thought maybe it moves down, but it was clear. There was a wood right there. That wood wasn't going anywhere. I was trying to just see if I could shake it, make it move down, make it move up. It wasn't moving in any direction. That was pretty clear. So it had to be something with this door. I don't know what it could be. I don't know how it could make it happen, but it has to be the door. So here I just started to kind of play around with the door to see if I could sort of trick it to figure out what was going on. So I would put the door on and then pull it off real quick to see if I could catch it in the act, see the glass opening up or moving or something. And this is what's crazy. Watch this. Watch this. There was one point that I decided I'm going to put the door on real quick, and immediately I could stick the spike through, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to rip it off and see it. Nope. Literally couldn't see anything. It's still just glass. That one really stumped me. That's when I realized I really didn't know how this was going to work and didn't think I could figure it out. I was kind of throwing in the towel here. Kind of exhausted everything I thought. And so, yeah, I lost the challenge. Don't even know if I'm supposed to post this video. But, yeah, so this is when I decided I'm just going to pack it up, and I will add a check mark to the sheet, and I'll send it on to the next guy. I don't know who I'm going to send it to yet, but be on the lookout. If you've communicated with me, if you've commented on any of my videos, it may be you. So I'm kind of vetting the process now to figure out. They have a little on the instruction sheet, some tips and some stipulations for who you can send it to. But I don't know. Be on the lookout. This package may come your way. If someone's good at woodworking, maybe you can take it apart and figure out the inner workings and see what in the world is going on, because I have never seen anything like this. Every other glass thing I've seen, the glass has to move in some way, shape, or form. I don't think that's what's going on here. I don't know if this is a special material or what this is, but I am completely bamboozled for maybe the first time ever. So yeah, here just testing again to see if there's anything that's moving, and there's literally no moving parts, nothing. I can't get anything to move on it. So I don't know. Be on the lookout. It may be coming to you.